All right, y'all. So we're back again with another Gills Arena reaction where they're discussing why Caitlin Clark will struggle in the WNBA. This one stood out to me because it's a bit different than the usual conversation surrounding Caitlin. And I also saw WNBA legend Sherryl Swoopes in the thumbnail. And so I'm pretty interested in her perspective as well. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it.
Strong rookie class entering the W this season. What rookies are you expecting big things from?
It was a great rookie class. But I do want to say this. I think I read yesterday there were 36 rookies drafted and only 13 made a squad.
Yeah, I seen a couple of them got cut.
Yeah. And some that were pretty good that I thought would make a team.
Yeah.
But when I look at the ones that did make a team, when I watch preseason, excuse me, I think, so Chicago had 2 preseason games, and I thought Angel Reese played really well in both of those preseason games.
She did.
A rookie from Dallas, her name is Jaylen Brown, actually. No one knew anything about her. The kid can flat out go. And then the kid they drafted from Ohio State, J.C. Sheldon, she's going to be good. Obviously, Caitlin, I think, for me with Caitlin, I think it's going to depend on how she can get her teammates to play with her. You know what I mean? Because at Iowa, she did everything. You know, however many shots you want to take, whatever you want to do with the ball, you can do. It's just a different ball game. And you have some players like Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith, a Kelsey Mitchell, like they got to have a rock.
It'd take, it's like when Steph came into the league, right? They have.
All right, y'all. So let me first start by giving a shout out to Sherryl Swoopes, because in my last 2 reactions, we had Lexi Brown on the couch, and she didn't add very much value to the conversation, as she seemed too focused on things that didn't matter in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the longevity of the W. And I know we're not far into the reaction, of the video just yet. But based on Cheryl's commentary, she seems to have looked at this rookie class holistically. And the feedback in reference to Caitlin Clark is fair, as she is coming off of a 20-point, 3 assists, but 10 turnover game against the Connecticut Sun. But let's keep it rolling and see how the rest of the conversation develops.
They have to get used to the style, right? When you throw the pass and I cut, I'm looking to get the ball back. I pass you, like, the problem is, too, it's not like training camp, where in training camp, we're figuring out, okay, this person like that. Like, when we had John Wall, right? You know how, like, he does the pick and roll going one way, and we float up? We realize that he's making that corner pass. When he sensed that guard, when he can see the defender come up, he's making that corner pass. And we realized that after, day 3, that's where he's throwing the ball. He's not coming here throwing it like that.
Yeah.
He's coming here firing it to that corner. So when he did pick and roll, me and Kirk Heinrichs, we had to tell each other, just stay in the corner, because that's where the pass is. So we had to learn his mannerisms. The W, they don't have enough. You're not giving them enough time to gel, to figure it out before the season.
Training camp's 2 weeks.
Yeah. I get what
when
you're
you
saying.
look at the rookie class, the draft was on May, I don't know, whatever the date was. And then a week later, those players are going to training camp. So you got about 2 weeks of training camp. Then you're playing a preseason game, and then the season starts.
Yeah.
So there is no time to really gel together.
That's how it's been.
And, like, I'm getting
for sure.
But I'm saying that's wild to me that you're coming off of, like, Caitlin, or coming off of a college season, rolling right into the draft. Now you league now, go.
I can see why so many players are getting cut. The adjustment
crazy,
period
man.
from college to the W, you don't even give me time to adjust. Like, where's my, I gotta lift and get ready for the physical part? Like, think about
And that's
McCants
a big
shaking his
part
head
of it.
for.
Like that's a big adjustment part is the speed, the quickness, the physicality. It's very different from college. But the other part, yes, we need more teams, which thank goodness we have at least 2 more coming. It also says that the talent that's already in the league is good. No, it's good.
Nah. That's where I gotta stop you, Cheryl. Respectfully, that's where I gotta stop you, right? Look, we can all agree that the pipeline for a college player entering the WNBA draft is terrible, right? You have the NCAA tournaments playing up until about April. The WNBA draft taking place within about 2.5 weeks after that. And then 2 weeks of training camp before the preseason. So a college player can literally play in the biggest game of her college career in early April and also in a preseason game within 30 to 35 days after that. That's barely any time to adjust to the speed of the game, the strength needed, the playbook, the playing styles of your teammates. Meanwhile, think about it, right? The men's league, players are drafted in June and spend time with their teams for months leading up to training camp starting in September, October. So, Cheryl, I can't agree with that. I cannot agree with that. So, look, your comment about the tough adjustment speaking to the skill of the WNBA players doesn't make much sense. Shit, even Batman, the greatest detective in the entire world, needs prep time. And I guarantee if the WNBA draft picks had just as much time as the NBA draft picks, we'd be seeing a much smaller list of players being cut before the start of the season.
Okay, like let's just say they ended college, right? When they ended college and in 2 weeks they got to try for the NBA. Majority of those guys are not beating the 15th player.
No,
Right? So
I agree
what
with
ends
you.
up happening is because they're not physically strong enough. So those guys, they're spending 2-3 months, not even 2-3 months. They end the season with March.
Yeah.
They don't have to be prepared physically,
For sure.
mentally, skill-wise into October 1st.
For sure.
Guess what?
Look how many months you get to train on your body to be ready to face training camp.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Guess what? That's not my
Can't
motherfucking
you about to say
problem.
some bullshit, ain't you?
You're now a professional.
I agree with
You're
that
not.
too.
And listen, when you in school, you know what you prepare for when you on your last year or that year you say you gonna go? You prepare yourself to go.
Yep.
So you in the weight room, you in there preparing to be a professional. You know what I'm thinking, Caitlin thinking? I'm holding my game back because I have an expectation to be this type of player once I get to the WNBA, which is to adapt to the style of play. I gotta get my teammates involved. I gotta do the things that I usually didn't do in college to show them that I can do it. When I'm telling Caitlin to tell everybody to move the fuck around, I'm here now. Y'all need to adjust to my style of play. Fuck all that trying to get you involved and get you involved. That didn't help y'all. Did y'all win? Did y'all win the championship? Hell no.
Did who win a championship?
Indiana. No.
Neither
You didn't
did
come
Iowa.
close.
But neither
Right?
did
So
Iowa.
Caitlin
Neither
is
did
there.
Iowa, though.
Caitlin is there like Wemby's there. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to change the culture around here. Y'all need to adapt to me. Y'all need to adapt. I don't need to be coming here passing to y'all and trying to just try to be this team player.
But she was a passer, though.
She's a very great, and that's what they're
She's a
saying about
passer.
it. Like, look, she's so good at passing that she's gonna be able to get y'all open. But let me establish me as being
but
as
here's
a
the
dominant
difference.
threat first.
Nah. Look, man. Oh, man, McCants is always on some bullshit, man. Like, I declare he ruins the quality of the show. Like, he's always ruined the quality of the show for me. Look, Caitlin Clark is the greatest college basketball player of all time. I get that. However, she still has to prove herself as a professional. This league isn't any different than any other business. If people don't want to work with you, then you won't be successful. So it speaks to Caitlin's leadership skills to come in and make her team better. She just proved that she can score in the last game. She dropped 20. Fine, you just proved that you can do that. But that also came with 10 turnovers. 10. So if I'm her teammate, you're not about to tell me to step aside for someone that turns the ball over that much. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Had those 10 turnovers not occurred, they could have actually won that game. So yes, Caitlin Clark is goated as a college player, but she still has a lot to prove in the W. And she also needs a fair shot at adjusting to live up to that potential that we all know that she can reach.
Here's the difference in that, because she's a very good passer. The physicality of the game on this level is very different than what Caitlin, Angel, Camilla, all of them saw in college, right? So a lot of the stuff with Caitlin handling the ball, when you were talking about Luka, right? And Dort putting all the pressure on him. There are players who are going to get up in her space from the time she touches the ball, and they're going to be very physical with her. And so that alone is going to take her out of her game. She even said herself after preseason game, the speed, the quickness, the physicality of the first preseason game they played is different, and it's something that I got to get used to.
You know what she was doing? She was being modest.
No, she wasn't.
You can see, Cheryl, you were in the building
I watched
for
the
that
last game.
You could see it.
I just watched the last game.
Bro.
And I seen the pressure they was trying to put on her, coast to coast, bucket, and one. And she did it only a couple times because she wanted to show that I can do this. I could just run right.
And so
I'm faster than you. I'm better than
But
you.
let me tell you how- let me tell you
I'm
why
delegating
that
my
was.
game because you guys want to see
But
that.
I'll also tell you why that was. That game you're talking about was against Atlanta.
Yes,
I saw it.
What?
Yeah, I saw
Yes.
it. First of all, those players that she had in, they ain't make the team. So she's playing some of those players to see, I got to make cuts, so let me put you in. So those players that were in,
I'm showing you what I can do. I'll show you. I can take it coast to coast. Any one of y'all want to come up and push up on me, I'll go right by you. Like I was doing in school. I was going right by them. Her foot speed, her ability, and her skill set outside of having a midi, which I always say she needs to get better at the midi. But the things that she knows as far as the game and the elements of creating space to get her shot off, 1. 2, to get right by you to get the fucking bucket. 2, make that the perfect pass and the extra pass. 3, like she's got it. She's got it. She just needs to do it. And she needs the team to know I'm out here to do this shit.
But
Y'all don't need to be hating.
Watch the game tonight.
But that's, see, that,
Bro, no. McCants, 20 points, 10 turnovers, 3 assists. So delegating your game where with 3 assists? I don't know. I'd love to know how many of those turnovers led to actual points for the other team. But look, if you're so sure that she can pass and do it all, then why wasn't that 3 a 10? And y'all, don't get me wrong. I'm not counting her out. I'm giving her grace. I'm just responding directly to McCants, reminding him that she still needs to adjust and prove herself as a professional like any other player in any other league. Her coming in thinking that her shit don't stink is the greatest way for her to have losing season after losing season after losing season. She won't be a championship player that way. Sure, she'll drop 20, she'll drop 25 with no rings, no championships, no anything. And I don't think that that's the direction she wants to go in. I don't think that that speaks to what she values about her game. She's still learning, and she's going to share the rock. She's going to get her team involved, and she's going to be a natural leader on that team. I don't care if she can go east and west and rain threes. That won't matter if she's not winning games. So McCants, fuck all of that. Fuck all of it, bro. She still needs time to adjust, and she cannot walk around acting like her shit don't stink. It won't work.
see, that's what but because I know who she has to play against. But that's what I'm saying. The W has to do a better job of acclimating the players, because most of the time has nothing to do with the skill. If they're coming into the draft and you're drafting this person 10, they probably do have skill. What they're gonna get beat up in training camp, right? You can't do that in there. Like, even when I went to my first training camp, even though I trained I trained for training camp. I still have to go against the body that, okay, he was a little stronger than I was. And I got to sit in the weight room a little bit more. But my skill level, I'm 10 times better than him. He's just physically bigger than me.
Yeah.
Now, if you cut...
because he's been a pro.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. If you cut me before I adjust...
Right.
If you cut everybody, you cut Tatum before he adjusted. You cut these players before they got to adjust. If you cut them 2 weeks out of college, you won't even have an NBA. You won't have an NBA.
The only way that changes is you then have to change the W season.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want to have a longer training camp, so you're giving these players, these rookies longer to adjust and adapt, then you got to change the time of the season.
Yep.
And right now they can't change that because then you're going to be going up against NBA.
Yeah, it's the first month of NBA. Nobody watch that bullshit anyway.
I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying.
I agree
facts.
with,
That's
because
facts.
of the adjustment alone, they absolutely should have more time. But
It's like
there's a lot of different.
You're cutting 22.
things that
Like
go with that.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot. That's a lot
I'm
of
not
players.
cutting no 22-year-old, 21-year-old for a 38, 39-year-old. I'm sorry. That is watering down your league because they have the experience, but you're missing the new wave of a game coming in. You're keeping.
Don't do that. Don't do that with the age.
What I'm saying is, but you're keeping.
saying 38, 39. I hear what you're saying.
She better not do it. Don't do it.
LeBron's still playing.
Yes.
I'm saying.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew she was... Cheryl, don't do this. Don't do this. We started off all right, but don't do this, okay? Look, I knew you were going to bring up LeBron. You cannot make an argument based on the exception to the rule. LeBron is a freak of nature and everyone knows it. That man plays the exact same as he did when he joined the league at 18, 19 years old. Please point me to the WNBA equivalent of LeBron James. I'm begging you, please. And I'm 100% down with shifting the WNBA league so that it concludes at the start of the NBA season, if it means that new draftees have more time to adjust in their roles. But cutting the future of your league before players that are going to retire anyway within the next few years is absolutely asinine. I mean, is the league not familiar with the college redshirt system? Colleges literally redshirt players to help them adjust to both the academic and athletic cultures in college. Keep your new players. Have them train and learn the team scheme and start them next season if you have to. Like, seriously, this shit is no-brainer. It's no-brainer. Like, at this point, the solutions are so simple that this league is actually starting to feel a little bit rigged. I feel like it's rigged to fail, to be honest.
He's taking a roster spot.
What I'm saying is, but he's still.
LeBron is still playing, and he's still.
You have one.
Exception. That's an exception.
You have one.
But so even in the W, right? Because people even last year were like, DeWanna Bonner needs to retire. Let some of the younger players play. Because DeWanna Bonner, I don't know, how old is she? DeWanna Bonner, Diana Taurasi, probably the two oldest in the league.
They're 42,
I don't know her age.
43.
And DeWanna Bonner destroyed.
36.
DeWanna Bonner destroyed players last year.
But what is the average? What is the like what I'm saying?
I don't know the average age. I'm going to say the average age is probably
30.
late 20s.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, when you're cutting your young talent, think about the young talent, the young mind. They're not jaded by old school, the style, the we need to do 26 passes before. They're not jaded to that, right? You're talking about players that's coming from 99, 2000, 2001, right? Think about the style of basketball back then. Like even LeBron. LeBron don't know how to do a Euro without traveling, for the most part. You know, his game is still he's still basic.
But it works.
But now think about everybody else around him, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you're missing the Lucas. You're missing the Ja Morant types. You're missing all this new skill that's coming into the league because you're cutting them and keeping the older generation. Now these kids mentally are getting Like, you need to watch some of the older to put a younger game in. It has to happen.
Like
The average age is 27.3 in 2023. So
like if you got rid of LeBron, like with the Lakers right now, they would all be like, oh, about time. Now we can
Not
play
really,
basketball.
dog.
Like,
It ain't
we
even
wanna-
LeBron. Like, it ain't even LeBron because he's still dominant. We're talking about, like,
Exactly.
think about some of those guys at the end of the bench that are 36, 37, 38.
What is the style of players? What I'm
Like,
talking
what am I still holding you around for? What do you do? Okay, you're a good vet. You're a good vet because the rest of my team is 22, 23, 21. That's why you're a good vet. I don't need my whole team 35 and up.
No, for sure.
Right.
And that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in the W. Your whole team's not that. You probably have, I would say, I don't know, maybe 4 teams that have older players, but it's only 1 or 2. And I think those vets are good for the younger players coming in.
Like 13 out of 36.
They're not worth the
I mean, when-
sacrifice, though.
I know, I hate that number.
That is
No matter
that is
how
not
small.
A, that's not a good. But that's not a good look for the league
But
itself.
until there are more teams,
My
that's
sister-
going to happen.
My sister was playing Tulsa Sock. This was going into she was supposed to go into her 5th year, and she got cut for Marion Jones for the sake of the name. This was the track Marion Jones.
Yeah, Marion Jones,
Yeah.
the track Marion Jones.
For the sake of just having her on, she never played, none of that stuff, right? But my sister was jaded from that experience because she felt like she definitely not only deserved a spot, but she could really play, she could contribute. But like you're saying, those other younger girls that are getting cut for players who are just for the namesake, they're older and people still want to come see these players play, but it's not contributing to the game, it's contributing to the ticket sales. Those are the decisions that the WNBA needs to make because like you're saying, those girls that are getting cut are going to the other side and they're like, damn, am I good enough? Am I good enough
most
to
of them
play?
get cut. They don't really come back.
Are you saying the WNBA should be the one to cut or get rid of
No,
some of the
it ain't
older
W.
players?
It's team.
It's the team.
I know, it's
It's
a
a
team.
team. Like,
But you said that's where the WNBA needs.
To
Okay.
evaluate, they need to evaluate what to do with the younger players based on keeping older players for ticket sales or notoriety, or the fact that they want to bring in these younger talent just because they want to better the team. Because the younger talent can contribute to the team's success, but they just might not have the names.
But it also don't mean just because they're younger that they're better.
No, 100%.
That-
100%.
it's-
I fucking hate arguments like that. Like Cheryl, I was with you, but you done pissed me off. Look, that of course that's not what that means. Of course, that's not what that means, right? If the conversation has been around the adjustment period from college to the WNBA and cutting players before they reach their full potential, then how can you say with any amount of certainty that keeping older players is the best move? They don't have the buzz nor the fan base that the younger players do. The younger players are still able to contribute to the league for far longer than the older players will be around. And why are we stooping to this low of an IQ level of thinking here? It's really annoying, actually. Not all younger players are good. Duh. But not all older players make an impact either. Duh. You use the data that you have in front of you and you make the best decisions for the league altogether. It's that simple.
For me, it's like I gotta I don't know. It's like you gotta watch it. If I know someone is more skillful, but they're just getting manhandled, I'm gonna keep that player because I know once you get strong, or just like this person, that you're gonna surpass.
You know what they need?
Just right now, like it's just like AAU basketball, right? The number one players in the country, they're gonna all be about 6'10", 6'9". They're just stronger than everybody else. It takes the guards, the skinny kids, probably till college when they really get on the weight room program, to catch up to the body size. And once they catch up to the body size, they are more superior because they had to be skillful early versus the guy who's just bruting through everybody.
Yep.
So it's something you have to watch and say, okay, the skill, but it has to be, that's why I said it has to be, for a college kid, he literally gets to, if he don't make the tournament, I don't have to go against this pro.
Oh, for sure.
Until
For sure.
March,
6 to
I don't have
7
to
months.
go and get you to October.
7 months.
Yep.
So I get to work on my
Sure.
body for 7 months, and I'm still not ready, but I'm not where I was when I first got out of college, because that's college basketball. The W is not college basketball. So you're telling me I supposed to come from the swimming pool right to the ocean where you've been just sitting there swimming the whole time.
Right.
I'm shark beat.
It's different water, too.
Right,
It's
yeah.
different water.
Salt water.
It's simple,
I
man.
agree with you. But there are players.
you got
there are
MVPs in
fans,
this.
There are people out there who say, oh, the W ain't any different than college. So, yeah, she'll go and be
Hey,
right. It
all right,
happens.
I agree
There
with
are
you on
players-
that. I agree with you on that. There's a lot of people that do say that, but I don't believe that they would say that if they were aware of how shitty the adjustment period was between college and the WNBA. I think that if they were made aware, comments like that would pretty much cease to be stated. I'm very confident in that.
I wish the W would even add a few more roster spots, right? Because no doubt there are players that get cut that are good enough and they should be playing in the league. Jalen Sherrod, who played at Colorado, I thought she had the best shot at making the Liberty team, and she got cut. And my
Unfortunate.
reason was, first of all, Jalen could score the ball, but she's a defender. And when I look at the Liberty team, especially on the perimeter,
They need
Benijah Laney's the only perimeter defender they have. Like, you need somebody else that can come in and help your team. So when you talk about can the Liberty give the Aces a run for their money? I don't think with the team, they have the same team they had last year.
Let's say someone gets cut. Can another team pick them up?
Mm-hmm. They have to clear waivers and yeah. So that happens.
That's rough.
But
How many players on the team?
12?
Oh, they're still at the 12.
Yeah.
That's 3 extra on us. We got 15.
Yeah, so that's what they're still in the 90s or 80s when they only had 12.
Well, when the league started, we actually had, I want to say we had like 14, 15 players and 2 on IR.
Yeah. They got rid of that, expanding more teams, which ended up being the same amount of number anyway.
Yeah.
Overall, I do believe that Caitlin Clark will live up to her full potential in the WNBA. But I'm also open to the idea that it may not happen as quickly as we all might think. I give her until next season to fully adjust to where she's winning league MVP. Bold statement, I know, but I don't see her taking a couple of years to adjust. She's already out there dropping 20. Once she figures out how to get her team involved and make smarter plays with the ball to where she's not generating 10 turnovers, she's going to be the problem we all expect her to be. And I think that she can get that done in just one season. But y'all, that's going to be it for the video. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe as we are on the road to 1,000. I love doing these recaps on Gil's Arena. I love their show. Definitely go out and support their show and watch their videos in detail. I'm a fan of their live stream, so I 150% recommend it. I loved Gil as a ball player, and I love his commentary on the show. So look, if you haven't watched the show in full, and maybe I'm just bringing it to your attention in these reactions, definitely check it out. And with that being said, thank you for tuning into the content, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.